celebrating life better here since 1910. KSJE is proud to support the San Juan Medical Foundation's 42nd annual Walkathon, Saturday, September 17th. The Walkathon is the Foundation's premier annual event, the fundraising effort that supports the Connolly Hospitality House and the San Juan Medical Foundation's mission of enhancing the health and well-being of people in the Four Corners community. Register to walk, sponsor a walker, or make a donation at sanjuanmedicalfoundation.com.
"11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, the 6th day of September, 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere else on the planet from our website, of course, KSJE.com. We also welcome our viewers because this is a community-supported visual radio station. And our video is streaming out live this morning to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account. So thank you for joining us, everyone. We are glad that you are with us. Coming up later on in the morning today, my conversation with Patience Williams from the San Juan County Partnership. It is part of our monthly commitment to C.H.I.C, the Community Health Improvement Council. They have a standing invitation here every month on KSJE because the work that they do to bring local folks and groups together is just so very important. So we're glad to continue our partnership with the Community Health Improvement Council this morning here on KSJE. Then later on this morning, again, our commitment to animal welfare. We'll be talking with Amber Francisco from the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter to remind you when you're thinking about adding a pet to your family, consider one of the local shelters or rescue organizations. Every Tuesday, Amber is here to show us some of the pets available at the Farmington Animal Shelter, but of course there are a lot of other options as well, but we encourage you to consider adopting from a rescue organization or a shelter when you want to add to your family. That's coming up today, 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, of course, it's Roving with the Arts, our long-standing classical music program with Mick Hess. And today it is Carnival of the Animals, that great piece of music. You'll hear that coming up today, 9:06 on KSJE, Roving with the Arts with Mick Hess. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, well, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, places like iTunes and Spotify and iHeartRadio and Google Podcasts, Pandora, Amazon Music, the list goes on and on. We invite you to subscribe and maybe discover a new program that you may have missed that has aired recently on KSJE. Outside our studios, let's take a look at San Juan College as students and staff come onto campus after a long holiday weekend. As you can see, a mostly sunny day so far, 68 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College, humidity at 30%. We are expecting a mostly sunny day today, as we can tell you. Above normal temperatures, however, for the next several days. Take a look. 96 for a high today in Farmington, 65 tonight. Mostly sunny and 95 tomorrow, 96 on Thursday, 94 on Friday. Upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday, and still lots and lots of sunshine.
Hi, this is Sergio Melnichenko with the Brazilian Hour. I would like to invite you to join me every week with the best and most exciting music of Brazil. Every week, right here.
Tune in the Brazilian Hour every Saturday night at 11 on KSJE Farmington.
Joining me this morning as part of our monthly commitment to CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council from the San Juan County Partnership. Patience Williams is here in the studio with me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Welcome back to KSJE. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Good to be here.
Thank you very much. You, of course, work with the San Juan County Partnership, as I mentioned. You are part of the Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities program that does a lot of other things in the community, which we'll be talking about, I know, this morning. But to get started, we'll talk a little bit about an event that's coming up.
In October,
Walk and Bike to School event, right?
Walk and Bike to School event. And we are trying to build some momentum. It's been a couple years since we've really been able to get it going, obviously.
Right. Thank you, COVID.
Yes, thank you, COVID.
But now we're back, and folks can get out and do this, right, and take part.
And it is the first Wednesday of October, and it is just to encourage students, families, community members to get out and move. That is what we're all about, physical activity. And one of the things for schools in town that have safe walking avenues, because we don't want kids obviously walking in unsafe areas.
Right.
But walk with their parents. Everyone get out. We do not have a list of schools yet, but that will be on the Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities Facebook page.
Okay.
That we will put a listing out there. And if anybody is interested, you can actually go to the Walk and Roll website and register.
Got it.
But contact me and we can get fun gifts and, swag.
Right.
For the kids
there you
and
go.
Everything that do it. So
nice.
It's a good opportunity.
Very
and there's
cool.
another one in the spring as well. So.
Right. And I've heard that maybe some neighborhoods kind of really take this on, and maybe they do kind of and I forget the term.
Walking school bus.
That's it.
Yes.
That is it, right?
Yes.
Because you get maybe a parent that'll take the kids a certain part of the way, and then another parent will take over to kind of walk with the kids to the next stage, basically, right? So they have some accompaniment and they can stay safe on the route all the way to school.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
which is a great idea.
We used to have it. I know some of the schools northeast had it. And then, of course, Mesa Verde had an amazing program that every Wednesday they actually would bus the kids to the college.
Okay.
And then walk down. And
Interesting.
so they had it every Wednesday, their Walking Wednesday program.
Okay.
And so we're trying to get that built back up because, of course, it in all schools and everywhere fell back off. And then in some of the schools that don't have neighborhoods that are accessible by walking, we try to do walking programs where they get to school and then walk around the playground. Most of them have a little track or a yard. They can walk around the gym in the months. There are schools I know in Aztec where teachers have done walking programs that they started walking for themselves on their lunch hour.
Right.
And next thing you know, there's a whole trail of kids behind them.
Right.
And so it became a thing.
Okay.
And so there are a few schools in Farmington that do that as well. They have walking programs. So it's kind of low-hanging fruit when it comes to physical activity.
Well, nice reminder, too. Maybe if folks weren't as active maybe during the heat of the summer.
Right.
Now it's cooling off in the mornings, and so it's a great time to maybe get back out and try it out again.
Yeah, and we're not going to be melting.
No.
At 7 in the morning.
That's true. Like some days.
Yeah, some days.
That's very, very true. So there you go.
Yes.
But that's coming up the first Wednesday in October, which is, we think, the 5th.
Yes.
We looked at the calendar. We checked that out.
We looked at the calendar.
So that's what's happening. Again, you can watch your Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities Facebook page for more details about that. And I know a lot of this is being planned in Farmington, but if I'm at Aztec or Bloomfield or Central...
Anything. I'm reaching out to all 4 districts.
Good.
And see if we can get something going in the schools just throughout San Juan County.
Great.
So, and if can't get it by October 5th, I know that the spring registration went on, so you can continue to register and participate throughout the year. It doesn't have to be just for this one day. This is a national thing, National Walk and Bike to School Day. And we've had a proclamation in the spring for Bike Month and everything else. So we do celebrate it all year long. This is just a big opportunity to get recognized on a national basis.
Right. Very true. I've been noticing on my drives into the station in the mornings, more kids seems like they're riding their bikes and walking to school throughout the neighborhood that I go through. So it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah, there's we have opportunities. Aztec and Farmington have some really good opportunities. It's a little bit harder in Bloomfield, Blanco, and then Central. There's not as many good walking paths.
True.
So we're rural, get into the rural state or a rural county.
Sure. And that's the thing is you want to watch for roads with shoulders and things like that, just to do it safely. So that's the idea.
Safety first.
Right. So there you go. So that's coming up.
Yep.
Exciting to get that reminder to everybody about this opportunity to walk or bike to school.
Yep.
And then, of course, the other thing that's still going on are the growers markets.
Yes, the
right?
growers markets. And we have one this evening.
Yeah.
The Tuesday market
That's right.
at the museum.
Yep,
Oh, my goodness.
in Farmington.
Yes.
On Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Well, they're all over the county now,
They
which is
are.
great to see the growth of the growers market. So
It is expanding. Last week on Thursday, we had one of the stands at the Growing Forward Farm. So definitely keep watching for that. I'm hoping that it's an every Thursday thing.
Okay.
But you can go onto the NMSU web page.
Right.
And see, because they have a little farm stand there at the Growing Forward Farm on Thursday.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Very exciting.
And for folks who don't know what we're talking about, let's talk about that just a little bit. This is the farm that is now in place in Aztec. It's kind of adjacent to the county office buildings, I would say. It's not
Yes.
too far kind of behind them if you think about it, I guess, right?
It was actually part of the original property for the farm was part of the county.
Complex there, I
Yes,
guess, right?
yes,
Okay.
and-
Off of Oliver Drive, South Oliver Drive.
Yep. And, Bonnie was like, hey, I need a farm. So they said, okay. And
Bonnie Hopkins,
Bonnie
the NMSU
Hopkins,
Extension Office
Yes,
person,
agent.
agent, thank you.
the
Right.
Many hats. She wears many, many hats.
So she said she wanted a farm, and boom.
Yes.
Now she has a farm.
Yes. And the kids, it's for the youth of San Juan County, and that's the most amazing thing is it's not just for a small group.
Right.
It's for all youth and the 4-Hers, community members, students.
Right.
We're getting ready to start sending students from schools, 4th graders.
Nice.
There, and the Farmer Incubator Program, and it is beautiful. If there's a beautiful barn on it, I keep saying they've got some great educational things for young students. I've got, of course, some great pictures of my grandson.
Of course.
And my...
Well, anything with the Cooperative Extension Service has to have an educational component to
Yes. Mm-hmm.
it because that's what they do. And so this has kind of been designed, I think, to be kind of this educational, here's how we do it, here's how you can do it type of lesson and educational opportunity, right?
That exactly. Nutritional education, agriculture education, education as a whole. We are really wanting that second generation, new generation of growers and farmers and agriculture people. I mean, it doesn't, you think of agriculture and you think of just farmers and growers, but you have engineers and accountants and
Sure.
everything, designing sprinkler systems, farm systems. It's just huge. The agriculture industry is expanding, and it's not just farmers and growers anymore.
I know if I can get Bonnie on the show, we could do a whole show on sprinkler systems.
Yes, you can. Her and our sister, our middle little, she's
Right.
gonna love me for that one. Designed a beautiful
Yes.
gravity irrigation system. They have a huge ranch in Ignacio.
Okay,
And
see?
so it runs through the whole family.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But very cool. And of course, we know there's a lot of efforts underway about
Mm-hmm.
the growers and farmers and trying to get a whole ecosystem and a whole part of the economy about locally grown food. And we've talked about that numerous
Yes.
times. And so this all kind of fits into those conversations too.
Yes. And we're expanding. A couple months ago we had Barb Tedrow with the Gold Star Academy here,
Yes.
piloting the farm to early childhood development centers. And so we're expanding. We have the senior center pilot program a few years back, and the NM Grown with Farm to School. It's just huge. And, so we have all of our amazing, beautiful markets throughout
Right.
San Juan County, one almost every day of the week,
Right. Exactly.
except for Sunday,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
Every day except for Sunday.
Right.
So, but then we have farm stands open on Sundays, so you can still get your good stuff.
Very true.
Yes.
And the food hub, we can't leave
food
that out
hub,
because
the
that's a
food
new
hub.
entry into the retail market,
Yes.
right?
And they're amazing. Wes Medlock is there, Jacqueline, and they're just knocking it out of the park right now with everything. And I have a little bit from Marie Johnson with the Farmington Schools Nutrition. And I have to look this up because obviously I did not memorize everything.
That's okay. We'll let you look it up, and that's all right. But they have been very proactive too, I think, in trying to get more locally grown food into the lunches and the meals that they're serving the students at Farmington
Absolutely.
schools.
Absolutely. And that was one of the big shout outs that I wanted to do for Marie today is she just posted the menus for the upcoming months. September, we have hijacked September for our local in grown month because that's the peak of our growing season,
Right.
August and September. October, we're looking at, we got some onions and squash and,
Things-
winter squash, which is still amazing and good, and we love all that.
But September, there's a lot of stuff.
We have a little
cornucopia of
Yes.
food, I would say,
Yes.
vegetables and fruits.
And so definitely go on to the Farmington Municipal Schools website, their Facebook page. They just posted all the menus, and on her menus, there is fresh produce on all of them. There's meat, locally grown
Nice.
New Mexico beef on the menus. She works with the food hub here, the Harvest Food Hub, the NM Grown approved buyers list, the State Farmers Marketing Association,
Right.
everything. So we have this huge support system, and all 4 districts utilize it. And so we'll have to get all the menus, what we're coming up in the next couple months. But Marie just posted hers, and so definitely go on to the Farmington Schools website. It's all over Facebook. She has her menus, and just know that that food is coming locally, supporting our local growers, supporting the local economy, and of course feeding our students the best of the best of the best.
Right.
So
And you have taught me how good locally grown food can taste as opposed to food that's been maybe grown and picked maybe before it's totally ripe and then put in a box and shipped halfway across the country to
Right.
get here before it gets really mushy and old.
exactly, I am experiencing with my grandson, he's officially 2 now.
Okay.
And I know that their taste buds change and their palates change, everything else, but I have not yet got a strawberry from our garden to the house because he eats them all. The tomatoes, same thing. I mean, he'll just
Okay.
go pick them, green or not, and he doesn't, of course, like the taste of the green ones yet.
Right.
But he'll just sit there and eat them. And the little tomatoes, the big tomatoes, eats them like an apple. And, I've always taken for granted that everybody has experienced a fresh tomato versus a store-bought tomato, but they haven't. And
Right.
so having the schools providing this fresh local food gives those kids that opportunity to taste the fresh of the fresh.
Right.
And what the education back to the farm, we're going to be teaching these kids how to grow them. And then they can take it back to their families, because you don't have to have a huge garden. You don't have to have a huge backyard or 10 acres. You can have flower pots
Right.
with tomatoes in
Good
it.
point. That's
Basil.
true.
I have an entire garden for just my caprese salad.
See?
So,
My sister feels very accomplished when she gets a little tomato on her plant that she's growing in Phoenix, which is a challenge in
because
Phoenix.
of the sun.
Oh,
the
yeah.
water and the sun. We did hoop houses.
115 degrees. They don't like it.
No, they don't like
But
it.
when she gets one, she's very
Yeah,
excited.
you can bring that inside and, beat everything
Right.
nice and cozy and air conditioned. So
Exactly.
you can do that.
Very
But
true.
that's, we can talk for
I know.
days
I
and
know.
all that.
I did want to give a shout out
Yes.
to the Farmington Growers Market because just a couple of weeks ago they had a tomato event
Yes.
at the market on Saturday, right? And they had kind of a tasting competition, I think, right?
Yes.
To determine how freshly grown tomatoes and how they all taste in a little competition, right?
Yep, they did. They had a bunch of, that is amazing. Our new manager, Erin, for the Farmington Growers Market did an amazing job. They had the New Mexico Farmers Marketing Association people up in the area. Farmington Market was awarded a Double Up Award.
Nice.
And which is the Double Up Food Bucks.
Right.
Shout out to that.
Yep.
If you are eligible for SNAP benefits at all, you take your card and you go to the market, go to the customer service information
little kiosk
booth
there, right?
And you swipe your card for $20 and they give you your $20 in tokens, and then they give you $20 in Double Up Bucks, which are good for all produce.
Now, I'm not a math guy, but 20 turns into 40. That seems
Yes.
like a pretty good deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And it kind of breaks that paradigm of the growers markets being overpriced or too expensive.
Right. Well, it's expensive to eat healthy, or some people think it is, but
Right.
when you do it that way, it's probably not.
It's not. I mean, you double it.
Yeah.
I've swiped cards. People have handed me cards for $100 and they walk away with $200. And we have fresh meat at the market, locally grown meat.
Right.
You can buy fruit-bearing plants. So the early markets, tomato plants, you can use it for that as
Things
well.
we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And grow your own.
right.
Right.
And grow your own, because early in the market, There's
Yeah.
not a lot of stuff in June and
Right.
early July, but they do
That's
have all
ready.
the plants.
Okay.
And so you take those plants, you take it home, and you combine with those double up bucks. So
See?
Farmington won the award, and so they had a huge celebration, and it was
Congratulations.
amazing.
A lot of hard work, I know, to do that, too, and to get
It
to that
is.
level. So
It is.
that's great to see, and we're going to give them a shout out. And I think some of the other markets are also getting on board with
Growing.
that program, too, aren't they?
Yes,
It's growing.
Aztec, and Aztec has been on. So Aztec and Farmington,
They're kind of been on the longest.
they've been on the longest, and then we have Bloomfield and Shiprock who are coming on board, and
Okay.
Kirtland is also
Good.
on it. So 3 markets are for sure, and then we do have the Shiprock and the Bloomfield coming on board. I'm not sure about the Growing Forward Farm.
Okay.
That's a question I would have to ask.
Well, I bet you know someone to ask about
I
that
do.
for the next time we talk.
Yeah,
so we'll
exactly,
do that. That's
exactly.
okay. So very good, very good. We mentioned Farmington Schools, and
Yes.
so shout out to them and the work that they are doing to get more locally grown food into their students and teachers and staff and things like that. But they are really leading the way, aren't they? I mean, they really are setting by example.
They are, and Marie Johnson, she's a rock star and one of my superheroes in my mind, and she loves to share. She shares knowledge, she mentors, she helps schools, preschools, any entity trying to do this and help build up their program. Like I said, all 4 of our school districts participate in the NM Grown. We received double the money from last year NM Grown in San Juan County, and last year it was like $46,000 of NM Grown monies
Okay.
into all 4 school districts.
And so that's designed to help districts then purchase this locally grown food. Is that what it's used
Yes,
for?
it can only be
Okay.
for locally grown. So
Got it.
NM Grown, so it's in New Mexico.
So that must help the school district's budget, I would think, if you have to take that out of your other pot of money, as you will, but you can get it from some other source.
Exactly, and it doubled.
Uh-huh.
So we brought almost $100,000 into San Juan County through NM Grown funds that was released in July, and so they are all buying
Nice.
local food. And so every student in San Juan County is receiving fresh local food through this program. And we also are with the early childhood development.
Right.
Is a new branch as well. So we have school-age students, seniors, and now early childhood
Right.
centers getting on board, which is what we wanted.
Sure. And I think all this is part of that larger economic diversity, right? That if you have enough demand, then hopefully the supply will increase to
Right.
meet that demand. And then you really start getting more of an economic driver, if you will, of the local farmers knowing that they'll be able to grow their produce and sell it and not have it sitting out on the fields or vines or what have you. And they'll know they
Back
have
into
these,
the compost pile.
yeah, these big customers to be able to sell their products to.
Right. And when we thought of the food hub, that was our biggest thing, is to bridge that gap between farmers working 8, 10, 12, 14 hours in their daytime job, coming
Right.
home and working another 8, 10, 12 hours in the field, because that's what they love to do. And so if they could farm full time and
Right.
raise a family, provide,
And make enough from doing that full time to
exactly.
pay for the other stuff.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
And so, we're in all the schools,
Yeah.
centers, everything. Restaurants, obviously, we can do restaurants, hospitals, institutions, that's our dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it is hard, but it took a very short time to get the food hub up and running,
Right.
which was a miracle, but it goes back to our community support of citizens, leadership, all the above. So we can do this,
Right.
and we're working on it.
Well, it's kind of in our DNA too, with all the farming we've done here over the centuries, really. I mean, there's been a lot of things that have been grown here,
Yep.
and Farmingtown and Bloomfield and all these towns have Flora Vista and, all these places at Waterflow have all these names that relate to, I think, growing and farming and things that we used to do, a
Right.
lot of.
And if we can get back to it and make it economically feasible, but by buying local, supporting your local, they're going to grow more, and we will have a thriving agriculture
Yeah.
area once again, instead of, and I know, alfalfa is great. We need to feed our animals.
Right.
But if we can get some fields turned back into food growing
Sure.
for human consumption, that would be amazing.
Right. Very true. And of course, we can't forget about the Nappy Farm, which has been
Yes.
doing that
For-
well at a commercially sized operation up there.
Right,
So
right. And we have a lot of nappy products in
Yeah.
the schools for
Right.
in grown and everything else. So, which is amazing, you know, and they've come back and really trying to support our local people as well. As in a pot of pinto beans fresh from Nappy, they're not much better than that.
There you go. Oh,
So, and
yeah.
their cornmeal.
They're making me hungry.
Sorry,
See,
I use
how
our
it goes.
cornmeal and their beans for my cornbread and my
Right.
beans. So, and I know a lot of the schools do as well.
Sure.
So
That's it.
it's a great.
Very
Great
true.
opportunity.
Very true. Speaking of food, I want to ask you about chili, but this is a
Yes.
chili award,
It is the Golden
right?
Chili
The Golden
Award.
Chili Award.
Yes,
Okay, we have red,
yes.
green, and now we have golden to talk about.
Yes,
So,
and I guess there is a golden chili. We were talking about it in a
Really?
meeting the other day.
well, all right.
So we're trying to find pictures of it.
Yeah.
some
And the
growing
most
it.
important thing, how does it taste? I think that's the important thing. Maybe it's just for show.
I was like, I might need to order some of those seeds.
Yeah.
Because it sounds good.
Make
And
a cool
it's-
looking ristra, I guess.
Right. And, oh, that would be a beautiful
Right.
roaster.
There you go.
So we do have some schools. I'm blind here, so I need to put my glasses on.
But this is another award from the state
Yes.
that's come out, right?
It is award from the state.
Okay.
And you have to let me know. We have a full press release coming out.
Okay.
It was actually released last week. And some of our awardees,
And this is for their use of locally grown food in
Yes.
their organizations. This is
their
kind of what they're
organizations.
recognizing, right?
and so everything that we've talked about with the farm to school
Mm-hmm.
and farm to early childhood development, this is the schools apply for this award and say what they have done. And it's an evolving award.
Right.
So you start out obviously seed,
Yeah.
bloom, and go up to the harvest of the golden chili.
Okay.
And we have, in the seed, we have the New Beginnings, early childhood development.
Okay.
And so they won a mini grant, which was a small amount, $500, but they were able to procure local food or start a garden or both.
Okay.
And so they won the seed
Okay.
award.
That's the beginning kind of
Yes,
level,
it's the
right?
beginning, you know,
Gotcha.
and that's where everyone has to start. And so next year you go on, you were able to get that food in, the kids love it, and so then, but then you also get a little bit of a garden, so you get to grow your own,
Right.
use that food in your lunches or breakfasts.
Okay.
So there, the next one was the Blossom, and that was Farmington Schools. And so it's just absolutely amazing. Like I said, they're fantastic on what they do
Right.
and everything.
Nice.
So, and then we do have a Golden Chili, which is a Gold Star Academy.
Oh.
And I know that they have some raised beds that they utilized. And Ryan, their chef there, is using it and in their daily
Nice.
meals.
So
And-
they're growing some of
They're
their own
grow-
food
yes.
and using it in their snacks meals for the
Yes.
kids.
Yep, and the kids got to learn how to plant and harvest. And, you know, it's not going to be enough, obviously, in 3 raised beds to supply everything, but even as just a little side, you know.
Right.
Calabasitas on the side because they've got some great squash and zucchini and everything there. And it's just fun for the kids. They don't have to have the full salad be out of the garden.
Right.
If they can have some tomatoes or some cucumbers and know that they planted that seed and they get to taste it, it excites them. When kids know where their food comes from, when little ones get to put that seed in the ground and then watch it grow,
Right.
it's an amazing thing.
Well, and that's an important thing, I think, for kids and adults, but kids too, to be able to see something kind of, because I think sometimes kids don't have the most patience. You know, if you've noticed, but you know, but it gives them kind of a chance to learn how to be patient and
Right.
watch this vegetable grow or the tomato ripen and wait until the perfect time to pick
Right.
it, so you don't
And
pick it
not-
too early, too late.
And not when they're all green.
Yeah.
I did chase my grandson down the alley of the hoop house, and he had them all stacked very nicely.
Oh, right.
A pile of
Green-
green
oh,
tomatoes.
okay.
Which I love fried green tomatoes.
Well, you fry
so,
'em, that's true.
You know,
There's that.
It didn't go to waste.
Right.
But I was like, no, they have to be red or orange.
Right.
So,
But a good lesson is what I'm trying to
is. It's
say,
a very
right?
good
To
lesson.
help them understand why we wait and why it
Right.
tastes like this. And when you
Right.
don't wait, it tastes like this when you do
I think
wait.
he's like me, doesn't have any patience.
Right.
Besides the name.
Right. There you go.
But no, and those are the programs that are so amazing.
Yeah.
In the schools. And
Well, congrats to all those winners, and of course there are others around the state too, but these are the
Yes,
local ones
these
that
are
we're
our
pointing
local
out.
ones,
So that's
our
great.
Local ones, and so
Okay.
this is from the Office of the Governor,
Uh-huh.
and it will also be posted on the Healthy Kids website,
Okay.
our Facebook page,
Right.
and also the San Juan County Partnerships will get it on there as well, so everyone can read that press release, and hopefully our newspaper will
Yeah.
also run it too. So really get that congratulatory part out because that is a big thing. This isn't something small. And it's just continuing to build and grow.
Right.
And it takes a lot of effort. This is not something that they just fill out a piece of paper.
Right.
This is a lot of hard work for these institutions that, as we all know with our education system and everything else, they're already busy. And so they've decided to take this time because it's important. It's important for the nutrition of our kids, the learning of our kids, to really bring these programs in. And so to be commended for putting forth that extra effort is absolutely amazing.
Very true.
So.
You mentioned how quickly the food hub kind of came to be from just an idea in someone's head, a light bulb that went off, and then it just kind of everybody worked together. And I just wanted to point out a couple other things that are coming, I think, that are pretty much set. We're just waiting for it to kind of happen. One is a pavilion that I believe is ready to be built right at the Growers Market location, which is near the Farmington Museum on East Main Street.
Yes, to have a permanent place for all of our growers.
Like a covered area, right? And so I think that'll be great. And I think that money's already been set aside, and so I think it's pretty much a done deal except for actually building the thing.
Right, it is, and so
maybe
exciting.
For next summer.
I'm hoping.
Maybe?
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Okay.
You know, we've been to some of these other cities. Santa Fe,
Right.
their Growers Market Pavilion,
Right.
is stunningly beautiful. And you know, you have that think big, but like, oh, maybe not so much, but it will be. We're going to have the most amazing pavilion, and it can be used for so many different things, but the primary is, of course, the Growers Market.
Nice.
And to build that and grow that and have it as an attraction, because I know when I travel outside of town, you know, I'm always keeping my eye open for farmers markets, growers markets, fruit stands, everything, because that's what you do, and so we can be on the map.
Well, and it's a real visible location, too, which I think is great. I know that was part of the conversations about maybe moving the location to the museum back when that was decided, too. But having it right there on East Main, I don't know any other busier street in the in the county. And so having it right there, I think we'll get a lot of other traffic and just help to advertise that this is happening in the summer and growing season and all that good
it's beautiful.
stuff.
And we already have, like, you know, music and all the food. You know, they have the ready-to-eat food, all the fresh food. And, of course, now the smell of green chili roasting every day of the week from all these growers markets I get hungry as I drive through town on any given day, because like I said, we have a growers market almost every day of the week, and we're all deep into roasting chili right now, so that is the smell of fall.
I know there's a lot of folks that are preparing it and freezing it so they have a whole stocked up for the long off season.
Yes, this coming weekend.
That's your weekend?
That is my weekend.
Okay.
Yes, we already got the baggies, gloves.
Stocked up, ready to go.
Wear gloves.
Yes.
Wear gloves.
You only have to make that mistake once.
Exactly.
I think, and then you remember. So there you go.
So I do have a couple things that Marie wanted me to plug for the Farmington schools.
Yes.
The families for the meal applications.
Okay.
I know that the applications were sent home with every student. Please, please, please fill them out. So this is not just for like a free or reduced. This helps them in the long run for everything, all of their menu planning, everything like that. So it is really, really important to get that done. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, we don't qualify for that, or we don't need to do that. It doesn't matter.
Everybody should do it.
Everybody should fill it out and send it back.
Okay.
It just helps them.
All right.
They do have a junior chef competition coming up on September 17th, which is so exciting for me.
Okay.
You know, we come from a family of culinary people.
Right.
And my daughter started at 8 with Bonnie when Bonnie was a chef.
Okay.
And so just that amazing desire to create and use local food at an early age. So that is September 17th coming up.
All right. Are they looking for chefs, or are they looking for...
They are. Unfortunately, the registration has already closed.
Oh, okay.
But
maybe you can call.
Yeah, go onto the FMS website and
Farmington Schools.
Rattle some chains there.
Okay.
It is going to be the September 17th at the Scorpion Arena from 8:30 in the morning till 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay.
So definitely check that out. I'm going to be there.
Nice.
That just sounds like so much fun to me. Watching kids cook.
Right.
Yeah, I am a chopped
You
junkie.
watch that? Yeah. Okay.
I really am. But the junior chopped is my favorite.
Yeah.
To watch these kids create. So to have that locally, it is.
Should be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And I think that was all.
Okay.
For Farmington schools.
Okay. Very good. Well, and we are just about out of time. How about that? So There you are.
Went quick.
It did go quick. Hopefully it went quick, so that's great. Patience Williams, thank you for coming in this morning and the work that you do. Of course, your program is kind of hosted by the San Juan County Partnership, so we appreciate what they do to support you and your work and letting you get out and kind of get connected with all these different groups and events and people and markets and everything else to get the word out.
Yeah, get the people together. It's amazing what we can accomplish as a community. So
just look around.
I know.
Right?
It still amazes me.
That's wonderful.
So proud.
It's great to see. So
Great.
Thanks for coming in. Always great
Thank
to
you,
visit
Scott.
with you.
Absolutely.
You bet. Patience Williams from the San Juan County Partnership, my guest this morning, part of our monthly commitment to CHIC, the Community Health Improvement Council here on KSJE.
The San Juan County Walk to End Alzheimer's. The walk is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. When you take part, you're helping raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in this fight. Join us in Aztec, September 24th at Minium Park for the San Juan County Walk to End Alzheimer's. Visit act.alz.org/walk San Juan County or call 505-278-7927. KSJE is supported by Aztec Motorcross. Located on Highway 173, Aztec Motorcross offers a safe and competitive racing environment for the growing off-road and outdoor industry. Upcoming racing weekends, September 24th and 25th, and October 22nd and 23rd. Also, the New Mexico State Championship Motocross Race Series, October 8th and 9th. Find out more online at aztecmotocross.com or 505-393-5222.
The latest move in the FTC's battle to regulate the data economy. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech. I'm Kimberly Adams.